So Baltasar, can you talk about how this whole project came together?
Yeah, back in 2007, I think, a director called Oscar Jonasson brought me this film called Rotterdam. And I thought actually he was asking me to produce the film, but when I had read it and told him I liked it, he actually was asking me to play the lead in it. So I was like, I had quit acting, because my kind of director, writing and producing had taken over, and was where my passion was. But we made a deal that I would play the lead if I would produce the film as well. So we came to agreement on that. And from the beginning, we developed the film from there. And from the beginning, I always thought, it's a good Icelandic film, but it probably will play better as an American film. It doesn't have really much to do with Iceland. It's about the international shipping community and smuggling on container ships. So when we had the film actually opened the same week as the bankruptcy of Iceland, official bankruptcy, the worst economic collapse in the history, I think. And so it did quite well, but of course not as well as we expected in the beginning because of that bankruptcy. And it played in a couple of places in Europe and did well and was well received. But these kind of films do not necessarily travel, as well as art house films. So I decided, to see if there would be interest in Hollywood for this film or this project, and I brought it to my agents at WME, who showed it to Mark, which was my first choice for the role, and he loved it, and that kind of made it happen. And then they took it out, and there was a lot of interest. And Working Title, which has been done a lot of films that I have loved through the years, were one of the companies who were interested in it, and I wasn't a question in my mind. I'd love to work with them. And actually, my company in Iceland, Blue Eyes, is kind of based on the idea of Working Title. How I kind of use them as a model. So I decided to go with them, and the rest is history.
Can you talk about the importance of having Mark Wahlberg on board to this project?
Well, he kind of made it real, because there's a lot of projects out there who don't have a home, and people are kind of thrown back and forth. And when Mark accepted he wanted to do it, it changed the game. It was a game changer. That after that it was real, and then he also supported the project all the way through. I mean, he was stood by me, in some difficulties, and it was a fantastic collaboration. And also, which I always think, if movie star is in the right role, it's great. When you can find, because sometimes movie stars are used because of their, box office power, and therefore sometimes they're put in the wrong roles. But if you can get the right guy who also has that box office power, or that attention from the media, whatever you need, and is in the right role, you're in good hands. And I felt that's why I wanted him, because of he's, to me, very truthful as a blue-collar guy. I believe him. I believe he works has a job like that. He comes from a background like that, and it's very important. Then you take the character on, but the core of the character is placed right.
And what is he like on set?
Oh, he's very light. He's very professional. He's very well prepared, and it's very important because that gives you an opportunity of playing. When you're well prepared. I think Ingmar Bergman, actually, I heard this from him, that if you prepare well, you can let everything go at the set and just do what comes to your mind. And that is also happens when you start improvising. If you just come to improvising not prepared, the improvisation is not going to work. But with Mark, because he's so grounded in what he's doing, therefore when he started improvising, a lot of it was totally spot on. And some of the great lines actually just come from him.